welcome back. We are going into the Dynasty versus Heat match. It is going to be one of the most anticipated of the day. I'm here with Nick Sloviak in the Heat pit. Now, you guys have won 2 matches, lost 1. This is really important. Going into this, what have you guys talked about really executing to make sure you get this win?
Playing mistake-free paintball. We made quite a few mistakes yesterday, even some in our game this morning. And playing a team like Dynasty, who's won everything and who's at the top of the game just about every time they play, you can't make mistakes. So in this game, whoever makes the most mistakes, we think will lose. And so we need to eliminate that and hopefully win the game.
All right, we'll see who takes this first point.
So here we go. Important game here at the 2014 PSP Chicago by Matty Marshall, Todd Martinez, and Chris Lasoya. San Diego Dynasty taking on Houston Heat. Both these teams have 2 wins. Houston Heat with the loss, though. So Dynasty trying to maintain their undefeated record in the prelims this season. Looks like Ryan Moorhead, the first to go. He dies for Houston Heat. And both these teams have a player in the snake. Now Dynasty has 2. Oliver Lang backing up Kyle Spica. And Oliver Lang improving his position. And there's the eye in the sky look. Dynasty on the right-hand side, Houston Heat on the left. So better field position right now for Dynasty and a 1-body advantage.
That was a great shot by Chad George right there. Oh, go down. I don't think he knows Oliver's there. It is now.
Oh, and I think he gets both of
nice
them.
Shot.
And Brandon Short also getting shot out of that snake side corner, so 3 bodies walk off all at the same time, and then Chad George ices Yosh Rao across the field in that snake or Dorito side can. So just 1 body left alive for Dynasty right now. Tim Montressor also walking off for Houston Heat. There goes Ryan Greenspan trying to go on the offensive. Unable to get that kill as he runs right into the gun of Greg Sewers. So Chad Boucher, Chad George, and Greg Sewers closing out that game for Houston Heat.
Chad George showing us how to play that snake. What an amazing job by Chad George to put the first point on the board for Houston Heat. So the score is going to be 1-0. And yeah, Chad George got at least a 3-pack. Might have got. Did he get Ryan crossfield? I think a bunch of guys shot Ryan as he was. He was doing it. Ryan looked across, saw everyone die on the snake side, and was like, "Well, if I don't try something over here on this D side, my back's going to get massaged with about half a dozen paintballs." So
well, they gave the Ryan Greenspan kill to Tim Montressor, but that's not correct because Tim Montressor was dead at the time. But Chad George definitely got Spica, Short, and Oliver all off the snake side, and then Yosh Rao from the when he crossed over in the Dynasty side of the snake.
Yeah, so nice work there. Houston Heat setting the pace early, and they lost a body. So they were down 1, but it was just, hey man, on this layout with guys like Chad George and the skills he brings to the table, 1 guy can turn the tide, and that's exactly what Chad George just did right there. So we're gonna be right back with some more of this Dynasty Houston Heat matchup. Stick around.
And thank you for accessing awesome paintball gear from RazaLife.com.
Yeah, Raza believes in creating something for absolutely everyone. You can customize any Raza jersey or have your own custom jersey designed just for you.
Wow, Raza sure makes it easy to represent who you are and where you're from with custom jerseys, pants, and much more.
You really can get in on the action and feast on all Raza has to offer by calling right away.
So the story of the year right now is how Raza can really bring out the style your team is looking for. Thanks for checking out RazaLife.com. Come right back after watching this tournament.
So we are back here, and I think Rusty Glaze, coaching the team, man. We had an awesome article or interview with Rusty Glaze, really breaking down the methodology behind what he's doing with San Diego Dynasty, and it's just been very impressive what he's been able to do with this legendary team, and winning the series title last year, winning 2 events, winning the last event, and undefeated in the prelims thus far in 2014. Like we were saying at the open of this game, first death goes to Houston Heat. First kill to Dynasty as Montressor walks off early.
Yeah, Montressor in that back center gets caught, and then there goes another body out of that Dorito 1.
Yeah, so like I said, man, check that interview out. No joke, Rusty broke it down. It's a rather long read, but worth it if you want to get better at the game, or you're anyone that leads or might want to lead a team. Now Alex Frazee makes a great move to get into the snake, and no one in the snake right now for Houston Heat.
So and there goes Moorhead walking off the field as Blake Yarber charged all the way from the Dorito corner up into the 50 Dorito, and I think got the pinch in on him. And Chad George getting stuck in that snake side corner. He's going to be the last one to get pinched out.
Yeah, so San Diego Dynasty and Houston Heat. This is probably going to be a close one. Dynasty now getting on the board to tie it up. And it looks like Ryan Greenspan continuing his kill festival. Ryan had 12 confirmed in one of their games yesterday and gets 3 confirmed here. On this one, he shot Chad George, Greg Sewers, and Chad Boucher. So let's check out the lineup here. Now, as it's kind of developed, certain guys play certain spots most of the time, but both these teams very versatile. So let's check out the rosters. Glenn Takamoto, Oliver Lang, Blake Yarber for Dynasty, then Yosh Rao, Greenspan, Tyler Harmon, Kyle Spica, Alex Frazier, and Brandon Short. On the other side of the field, Houston Heat, Greg Sewers, Ryan Moorhead, Keith DeVitt, John Woodley, Sam Monville, Tim Montresor, Nick Sloviak, Thomas Taylor, and Chad George. Besides Chad George, have that awesome first point there in the snake to put the first point on the board. But I'm hoping that this is going to be one of those epic back and forth battles, Todd. I really think that Houston Heat now, the first event, not their best event, but again, new team, really, a lot of familiar faces, but it takes some time to get it together, and they've really been doing the behind-the-scenes work needed to try to get it together as quick as possible. They blasted through the Challengers division, pretty much just decimating everybody that they played, winning that event, and then coming back into the Champions division, and 2-1. They defeated Upton 187 crew this morning 7-3, and then yesterday Houston Heat lost a real close one to Tampa Bay Damage 5-4. And then defeated San Antonio X Factor. So, Todd, and we talked about this in the breakdown. I really think Heat's got a chance at this event to win it. I really, I'm buddies with all those guys, but I just think that they finally have got it together, and I can't wait to see how well they're going to do here, man.
Yeah, definitely. But I mean, they got a tough bracket over here. They got to fight their way out of it, and getting a win over here right now against San Diego Dynasty would be huge for them. Sitting at 2-1 right now.
Yeah, so now on the breakout, looking at Houston Heat, breaking out wide, snake side, and it looks like they lose a body. Looks like Woodley first to drop for Houston Heat. No, it's Greg Sewers. So Greg coming off, shot by Oliver Lang. Dynasty 5 strong.
Yeah, you can see right now Tim Montresor on his heels a little bit, and into the snake right there is Kyle Spica. Making a nice quick move. He is in there quick, and he gets up real quick, too.
He's a missile, man.
Oh, and on into the snake.
Shots. Nice shot on Chad George. That is Brandon Short. I'm sorry.
Brandon Short in snake 3. Spica coming in behind him in snake 1. Montresor tries to make the move, but Spica was in position. Is Spica going to get a penalty right here?
No, actually, they called Spica out, but slipping out to the corner. Oh, look at Brandon Short.
Brandon Short's always been good, but the past, last event, he was the player on Dynasty that really started out the event for them. He had a really good first game for them, and Brandon Short's playing real well right now.
I mean, I honestly think, I was talking to Lauren Kelly about this morning. I don't know if this is the right word, but I think people kind of undervalued the pickups at the beginning of 2013 of the Ironman players that Dynasty got, getting Short and Spica. Spica spent a lot of time being molded in that Ironman system, playing next to Brandon Short. And Brandon Short's been a stellar player pretty much since, about 2006. Been a very talented player in this league, and picking them up at the beginning of 2013 I think is huge, and that was one of the big reasons why Dynasty has done so well since the beginning of 2013.
I totally agree, and also right before we go to a quick commercial break, Brandon Short has morphed from that first attacker on the snake side into more of a 2, and I think he's finally coming into his own, and it takes some time to make that transition. I think it's fully made. Brandon Short playing awesome. We're going to be right back after this.
45 seconds, Oliver.
They say don't be perfect, be clutch. Being clutch is one of my biggest assets. You can rely on me to be clutch, and I rely on the Vanquish. My name is Damian Ryan. I play for Team Infamous, and the Vanquish takes my game to another level.
Ryan Greenspan on your screen. Ryan Greenspan Hashtag Ryan's Travels, man. That guy travels more than anyone that I know, and he loves it. He's always looking for the next adventure, teaching clinics around the world, playing with different teams in South America and Europe, and then holding it down for Dynasty as always. So right now here, Tyler Harmon getting shot out, trying to get out wide, and it looks like Oliver Lane coming off early too. So Houston Heat looking really good in their chances to try to tie this game up right now, Todd.
Yeah, Woodley getting shot early for Houston Heat, but Greg Sewers watching Oliver Langdye starts attacking right away, and looks like a penalty on Alex Frage or Tyler Harmon. Alex Frage's in the box right now. The penalty clock has not started yet.
No, he was just asking about the shot. He looked like he was going to the box, but he got clipped in the pack from across the field. Wasn't sure where it came from, was kind of questioning it. So this side wide open over here, as you see, going all the way down. Here comes Ryan Moorhead. There goes Glenn Takamoto taking the walk and trying to make something happen on the far side of the field. Blake Yarber getting shot out.
Oh,
nice try, though.
Well, it's another one of those instances where snake side's blown, D side's got to push. And so Blake just trying to do anything he could, but getting chopped up in that attack. So nice work by Houston Heat. John Woodley, Sam Monville, Moorhead, and Tim Montresor alive to hang the flag. And it looks like Greg Sewers gets himself a 2-pack along with Sam Monville, and that 5th kill came from Ryan Moorhead. That was Alex Frage's shot.
And right now, a minor penalty on Dynasty. They came on the field before the flag was hung.
So that means they're going to start with 4.
Yep, absolutely so. Well, I see you jinxed them. They got a penalty. There you go. There's your penalty for Dynasty.
Me?
Yeah, absolutely. You're the one who thinks he has a penalty, and now they do.
My bad.
So what happens is you got to actually physically wait for them to hang the flag and the horn to sound. What happened was Dynasty assumed that the game was already over. They come on the field. If you come on the field before the flag is hung and they give a thumbs-up signal, that's an automatically minor penalty, and that's exactly what happens.
Yeah,
so look for them to start with 4.
It's one of those tough-to-take bench penalties. It's always hard to swallow those ones because it's not like anything happened on the field to alter the game. But, order must be maintained, and so that's why those rules exist. So it looks like Dynasty will be starting down a body here. Tie game, 2-2. Let's check in with Lauren Kelly.
All right, it is a tied game, 2-2 right now in this Dynasty versus Heat match. I was talking to Nick Slowiak before starting this game, and he said it's really going to come down to the team that makes the least amount of mistakes. What are the easiest mistakes to make on this layout?
Just a lack of connection with your teammates. It's really vital that you have the communication tight with each other. If you get stagnant for a minute, you're going to lose something that will cost you the game.
Is communication across the field a little tough if you lose some of your guys that are closer?
Totally, yeah. It makes it really difficult. If you lose one of your command center people that runs in these cans, then it makes it hard to get that communication across.
All right, well, it is tied 2-2. We'll see who takes the lead. Thank you.
So Tyler Harmon, and he was one of those pickups, Todd, you're talking about, people undervaluing, I think, the pickups. I agree with you. I think that the 2 guys coming off the Ironman, Spica and Short, were huge, gigantic pickups to solidify the lineup of Dynasty, which at the time was floundering a little bit. And then Tyler Harmon was an additional guy. A lot of people don't realize Tyler Harmon. Yeah, Tyler Harmon had spent so many years cutting his teeth in NorCal, playing under Bob Long since he was, a preteen pretty much.
And Blake Yarber at the same time.
Absolutely. Yeah, and Blake Yarber's game has improved leaps and bounds. Such a solid personality, man. I love Blake. Blake's a soldier, Blake understands, the time it takes to become a master, and he's really trying to put those hours in, man.
And right there, you see Houston Heat actually, Ryan Moorhead taking one in the side, diving in, and also number 40, Tim Montresor, taking the walk. So now the advantage is up in Dynasty, 4-on-3, and look for him to come out of the box here in about 30 seconds.
Chris, that's Yosh Rao, the big gun for the backfield for Dynasty. Shooting his signature series Planet Eclipse Geo, getting that nice shot and on the snake, taking out a huge weapon, man. Anytime you can get a guy like Yosh, shoot a guy like Ryan Moorhead. Moorhead has just been tearing people to bits over here on the snake side, so that's going to allow the push for Dynasty to come, and I think that's got to be.
Houston Heat conceded that point to maintain the penalty, which is probably a smart idea because Dynasty's probably going to win that point. So, it's 14 seconds less than that penalty, Matty.
Yeah, so now looks like Dynasty still with that 14 seconds on the penalty, like you said, Chris, but up by 1, 14-18 left to go. We'll be right back after this.
It's a huge mental process getting ready for a tournament, and it's getting ready for a tournament from the first weekend that we get to practice on the field to dealing with things at home to, preparing myself mentally on the plane flight out here 20 minutes before the game, 5 minutes before the game, and 5 seconds before the buzzer goes off. I was certainly excited and really grateful for Eclipse offering me a signature gun. Alex Frazier did my artwork, and so I trusted that he would come up with something really fresh and cool. And I really, really liked the way mine turned out. It was really clean and looked good, and it was put on the perfect platform for me. So, I mean, it's an exciting thing, and it's an honor to have a signature line. It's like this feeling of appreciation and respect. My name is Yosh Rao. I play for San Diego Dynasty, and this is my gun.
So we're about to get right back in it. Let's check out the game matchup. You got to give it to Dynasty on paper, man. Dynasty, again, 2013 series champions. They won 2 events last year. And Houston Heat had a big rebuild in the offseason, but the guys they picked up are amazing. So they're definitely a favorite again. But on paper, you have to give this one to Dynasty on pretty much every level, attacking, defending, finishing, and clutch, just because they've been proving it out there. They won the last event. Dynasty undefeated so far in the prelims. So we'll see if Houston Heat can try to give them their first loss in the prelims this season.
On your screen, here comes Dynasty. Still 4 players out. Only 10 seconds left for Oliver Lyon to come out of this box.
Yeah, which way is he going to go? D side, snake side? Looks like he's going to go D side.
And here comes a minor penalty. Oh, a minor penalty coming out on Ryan Moorhead. Everybody's trying to come on the field.
Well, Chad George didn't know if he was going to be the one pulled on it, so he wasn't. So he jumped right back in the bunker and tried to gun up immediately. I think he was able to get a shot on Alex Frazier, and also Oliver Lang dies too. So now things have returned a little bit. 2 players coming off for Heat.
Another player coming off.
Oh, I think that's Woodley chopping up bodies from across the field over there.
Well, but another body, Chad George, gets shot, so just 2 left alive, I think, for both teams, guys.
Yeah, then they're both in the Dorito side of the field there. But now, on the flip side, there's only 55 seconds left. Oh, there goes Yosh Rao. Who is tearing all those guys up over there?
I think Woodley and Sewers were just clocking in.
Yeah, Woodley was just clubbing people over there, man. Woodley, again, and Todd, we talked about a guy like John Woodley. It's strong for Heat to have a guy like Woodley, coming off that bench, getting a point in there and doing work on that D side. And the depth of these teams a lot of times dictates how far they get in the events. Also, depending on the weather and the conditions, that's when depth really plays a part too.
Yeah, good playing right there, heads up by this Dynasty team. But, coming out of the box, Houston Heat just chopping into pieces on that Dorito side of the field.
Yeah, a bit of a chaotic point.
It was very chaotic.
What do you think about that? I mean, it was tough to almost follow.
It's like, it's like Dynasty. I don't know if they went to sleep on
Woodley.
on Woodley, but they saw all the bodies coming off on the snake side of the field, and right when all that was happening, Woodley I think he just wrapped around that Dorito 1 and just started shooting bodies. Picked up Alex Frazier, kind of dived into the snake, and then the 2 guys that were over here, Short and Greenspan, in that can. So. Huge game. That's a big swing right there, tying this game up, even though they did have the minor penalty, tying this game up instead of letting Dynasty go up by 2 points, because, it's hard to fight back against a team like Dynasty when, they start to build a lead against you.
Well, and with the tie game now, still 50 seconds on that penalty, because again, minor penalties, they stay on the board if you lose the point. So I'm sorry, if you win the point, they come off if you lose the point. So Houston Heat going to be starting down by 1, and San Diego Dynasty is going to be, well, actually they're adjusting the time. It looks like 35 seconds on the penalty for Houston Heat. You're looking at Houston Heat. Sam Monville running in last second to get things going. And it appears that Chad George is in the box. Big move. Ryan Moorhead all the way to the snake off the break there. Split screen breakout. Heat on your right. Dynasty on your left. Dynasty doubling up that back bunker, snake side, and then they get Spica out of the back bunker, snake side, to get in to the snake. Spica immediately starts hugging his bunker. He's getting pinched out. Woodley getting another spin over there on the D side and making it count. Look at Woodley.
Here comes a major.
Look how far Woodley is up on the D side of the field. And then look at the bodies that are starting to drop off because guns have looked that way. Look, and a penalty. And it looks like that was Brandon Short that got that penalty, and Oliver Lang goes back into the box again.
Well, as you were calling Woodley out, he was the one that was shooting over here, and he's the one that drew that major for those guys.
Well, Woodley, yeah, but Woodley then he got shot too, so not a lot of bodies left alive for Dynasty. I think it's just Ryan Greenspan in the back corner bunker. He was able to get that shot in on John Woodley, but Ryan's looking at 3 bodies right now. It's going to be a tough one for Ryan.
Yeah, Woodley again making that crossfield shot, Maddie, that you were talking about last game, not knowing they got shot in the pack, and Brandon Short drawing that major, and like you said, Oliver Lang back in the box.
And that's not the guy you want in the box.
No.
Not when you're now down 1, and it's a major. So Oliver's going to be stuck in that box. Oliver Lang and his 75 confirmed kills coming into this event. That doesn't even count yesterday. So a minute 24 on that penalty. Dynasty's going to have to reset here, and Rusty's going to have to do his work, try to figure out the best line to put out here. This game brought to you by Extreme Pros Paintball. It's the best stores in Los Angeles, man. Huge supporter of the sport, Steve Ree, and Extreme Pros Paintball. So Heat now has a chance. They are 3 points away from victory, and here in this race to 7, 12 minutes and 20 seconds remain. That's a ton of time left here on this fast playing field. Let's check out this replay.
So here comes Ryan Moorhead. He's going to come down on the exchange with Kyle Spica. And then right when this is happening is when Brandon Short's getting shot on the field. But here comes Ryan Moorhead, Spica up over the top. They're going to trade out. And then right then, Brandon Short is getting pulled, and Oliver Lang is getting thrown in the box. So huge, huge play the past 2 points by L.J. Woodley and Greg Sewers over there on the Dorito side.
Lots of penalties this morning, guys.
Yeah, lots of penalties. We were talking about depth earlier, Todd, and yesterday, Snake side, and also today a little bit too, obviously, but Chad George and Ryan Moorhead had really been doing a double team on teams over here on the Snake side. But then just like you pointed out, Todd, the depth of the D side, Sewers, and then also Woodley putting up some kills on that D side of the field has really kind of got Houston Heat this lead. So we are here at CPX Sports Park, man. They got everything: woods ball, rec ball. They got walk-on speed ball. They also have low impact. It's the 50 cal, so you can bring your girlfriends out, bring your kids out, and they won't get scared by, and we all know it doesn't hurt that much, but it's kind of hard to convince some people sometimes until they actually get shot. So go to cpxsports.com. One of the best fields in the world. So got about a minute and 45 seconds to go before the start of this next point. Beautiful day, actually. We were kind of scared the weather was going to curse us again, but field's starting to dry out. It was a little muggy yesterday, a lot muggy, depending on
it's really nice
puddle
today,
you were
actually.
standing next to.
Man, if that storm could have just came one day earlier,
right?
One day earlier, the field would be pristine. Because it dries out, really quick. But when it's wet and everybody's running all over it, that's how it gets kind of messed up. But that storm came in. The first 2 nights we were here just dumped. I never saw so much lightning in my life. Going in 25 different directions, all up in the sky, and just
that's because
we're
from Cal. We've been all over the world, but that's these Midwest thunderstorms are no joke, man.
Seriously.
Yeah. So there's Houston Heat on your screen. They're putting Woodley out. That's smart. Keep Woodley and Sewers in. Smart move by Jason Trojan, the coach. It's always tough, though, Todd. How do you kind of go about that? Is it just who's playing, who's not playing? Or it's kind of tough to call sometimes. Sometimes it's easy. It's like, oh, Woodley just shot, Sewers just shot 3 guys, put them back out again.
Yeah, well, there's a lot of factors that go into it. Who's playing well, who's tired. And you also have to vary up the players that, because you don't want to give the same look every time, because, you got a lot of smart players out here. They'll pick up on tendencies. You got to use different players to do different jobs. People have different skill sets. What's nice about, playing in the pros is that, the versatility across the board is pretty high, so most players in this league can do just about everything. So, it's nice when you have a lot of those players, and, Houston Heat definitely does. But, it's just a matter of, riding who's hot and making sure guys are fresh.
So on the breakout, San Diego Dynasty down that body because of the Brandon Short penalty. Brandon Short on the field right now trying to earn it back. Houston Heat first to attack on the Snake side. Ryan Moorhead able to get into Snake 2. He's backed up by Chad George. Good cross-field spread for Houston Heat. Chad George makes his move into the Snake to back up Ryan Moorhead. Now Ryan Moorhead is going to move up. So this is going to put Dynasty on their heels a little bit, and we've seen how important this Snake is. The teams that are aggressively and effectively pushing down on the Snake side are the teams that are winning points more often than not. So now Dynasty is going to be forced to try to shoot Moorhead out of his spot or shoot him when he's trying to make a move. He just made one right here. Did he get clipped? Crossfield. Yosh Rao is just raining paint through that lane So let's see if Moorhead was able to make it through. He was. So that's going to make life a lot more difficult for Yosh Rao in that stand-up towards the D side of the field in the center.
And look at Chad George capitalizing on Ryan Moorhead being up there, shooting Yosh Rao across the field, Maddie. Oh, and another player getting shot.
That's what I was talking about, man. You can't ignore the snake. You really can't, because it gets impossible. Once you get past that 50-yard line, it's really, really hard for whoever's in that stand-up can towards the D side. So now Houston Heat 2 points away from handing Dynasty their first prelim loss of the year. Game's not over yet, though. 11 minutes and 4 seconds to go. And we're going to see how Dynasty reacts to this. Dynasty very used to being on, with the advantage to their favor.
I'm looking at Alex Frage talking to Brandon Short on the field right now. Brandon Short took off running, and Alex Frage's probably saying, hey, man, if we'd have just waited another 8 seconds, not running into guns, then, we could have got Oliver out of the box. And, good heads-up play by Chad George to recognize that and go get the flag and run it in. But Brandon Short's like, hey, man, I had to get out of there. What he's telling Frage is, I got 2 guys barreling down that Dorito side. I had nowhere to go.
I think Frage actually shot Brandon in the head.
No, he got smoked straight ahead. But good game right here now. 5-3, 11:04 left to go. We'll be right back after these messages.
Looking into the pits right now for Thomas Taylor and Houston Heat, who has this 2-point lead against San Diego Dynasty. So can they maintain this one and hand Dynasty their first loss in the prelims?
Well,
Dynasty's only lost 1 game, Chris, all year long.
This next point is so crucial for Dynasty to win. If you get Houston Heat at a 6-3 advantage, the chances of them winning this game are pretty much slim to none.
Only 7 seconds on the clock for that penalty. Oliver Lang's going to have to choose a side. There he is, right-hand portion of your screen. Which way is Oliver going to go? And it looks like he's going to go straight up the gut. Dips out towards the D side, then goes straight up the center. Gets in the little box. But here comes the push from Houston Heat down the D side. Able to get into the temple. 40-yard line on the D side. Only person in the snake for both teams is Tyler Harmon. Tyler Harmon is going to take that and up at a bar. He's going to go down 1 more notch in the snake. Here comes Chad George to mirror that move. And he's going to go right to the same spot on the flip side that Tyler Harmon's is at. Oliver Lang comes out of the middle, moves towards the snake side, and guns up towards that D side of the field. You're looking at Tyler Harmon looking inside on your screen for San Diego Dynasty. There on the left-hand portion of your screen. 10 minutes and 18 seconds to go here. Dynasty backs to the wall. They have to score 2 points. They got a lot of time, though, Todd.
Yeah, and here comes the double move by Dynasty to get into the snake and the snake temple. Spica came out of the corner. Oliver able to get out of that back center into the can, now into the snake side temple. But Monville and Chad George are sitting here in the snake for Houston Heat, and they do have Moorhead behind them in the corner, keeping the guns up. And
Spica's about to get a major penalty. Spica, what are you doing? Spica just got shot in the arm. Yeah, Spica just got shot in the arm.
There goes Oliver Lang again.
Poor Oliver has just been doing nothing but serving all of his buddies' times in the box. Spica's losing it, but dude, Spica got shot in the arm and then put that arm into the bunker. I saw it from up here, and as soon as it happened, the ref saw it too. That was a much-deserved penalty for Kyle Spica.
Yeah, you called that from big get-go. Hopefully, we have a replay on that from Kyle Spica, Maddie.
Yeah, I'd like to see the replay there because I saw that. I don't know. I don't think I saw him get shot, but he had maybe. I don't think that came off the bunker. There's no way. Spica's losing it, but if we have a replay on that, that would be great.
I'm looking at the backside of that bunker right now, and there is no paint on the backside of that bunker. I mean, it doesn't even look like there's anything.
I'm pretty sure he got shot, man. So, I mean, that was a huge hit.
And that was a huge point right there for Houston Heat. So, major penalty. And unfortunately, Oliver Lang, he didn't even wait for the ref. He just ran to the box.
Yeah, and this is what Houston Heat needed because, having a 3-1 record, they're not going to put themselves into that crapshoot of how many 2-2 teams, point spreads going to determine who makes it onto Sunday. So, You know, if Houston Heat can close this game out here, playing up 3 points and 5-on-4 against Dynasty, that will put Heat at 3-1.
Well, and then it's crazy because Dynasty has to play Damage, and Damage is playing great right now.
And Damage is also 2-1.
Yeah.
So Dynasty would be 2-1, Damage would be 2-1. It'd be win or go home there. Because X Factor is now 1-2, and X Factor plays Crew.
All right, let's check out this replay here. So you're looking at Kyle Spica, left-hand portion of your screen.
Right-hand portion of your screen.
Gets hit there, switches hands, puts it against the bunker. The ref sees it, and the ref comes over and calls the penalty.
He kicks him in the butt. He's like, get out of here.
Get out of here, bro.
What are you doing, kid?
Don't try that on me.
Spica tries to sell it.
There's no paint in the back of that bunker. So
that ref legitimately felt disrespected.
Either Spica didn't actually know the hit was there, or he's a great actor. One of the two.
Yeah. Hey, you got to sell it, right,
hey, you got to sell it, man.
Yeah, we got some of the best salesmen in the league over here. Jeez.
So, anyway, Kyle Spica kind of putting the nail in the coffin, but this game's not over, man. We've seen crazier things happen.
Well, Dynasty just lost Alex Frazee trying to get to the snake off the break, running through the bog, and poor Oliver Lang is just serving everyone's time in the box. And so with 9 minutes left, there's a lot of time left. So it's going to be up to the 3 players on the field right now for Dynasty to try to get Oliver out, and then they'll see if you know, they didn't shoot anyone off the break. So the Houston Heat, Sam Monville, Chad George, Ryan Moorhead, John Woodley, and Greg Sewers. And Sewers has 8 confirmed kills in this match. Chad 6 and Monville 6 as well. And it's not looking good right now. This is going to be Houston Heat's win.
Yep, that's going to about do it. You know, hey, hats off to them. They played really, really well.
Hey, man, when we did the breakdown, talked about this, Houston Heat's back. You know, to hand Dynasty their first loss of the year in the prelims, Dynasty only lost 1 game in the semifinals of Dallas, and that was barely a loss to Infamous, who ended up winning the tournament. So this is a huge statement to the rest of the league right now for Houston Heat, and this sends Houston Heat 3-1. And the cool thing about that 3-1, guys, is that they lost to Damage. That was their only loss, and so they went down. They lost their first game. So they went 0-1 right away, like, oh, God, we can't let this happen again. And so for the next 3 games, they won all those games, and they're looking really good right now.
And they looked really good against Damage, and that game went to overtime as well.
Yeah.
And where Heat got a bunch of penalties.
Yeah.
So Heat, you know, playing some good paintball out here.
Don't sleep on the Heat.
Yeah, you know, we talked about this, 2012, or I'm sorry, 2013, last year. You know, Heat's the one that stopped Dynasty's run by winning Chicago last year. So, you know, like I said, we got a couple Chicago guys on the Heat team out here playing well in front of their home crowd, and you know, really stepping it up at this 3rd event for the 2nd year, guaranteeing them a spot in Sunday's competition. So they got to be feeling really good, going 3-1 and taking down San Diego Dynasty, going on into Sunday. So Heat, no doubt, should be the number 1 seed. I mean, Dynasty, if they beat Damage, Dynasty will also be 3-1, but Heat will have the head-to-head win. So Heat should be the number 1 seed going into Sunday.
It's getting crazy here at the 2014 PSP Chicago Open, as usual. This is when we always have to start crunching the numbers as these games start playing out here on Saturday. But yeah, good breakdown, Todd. But next up, man, San Antonio X Factor is going to be playing Upton 187 Crew. Got to give it to X Factor probably in that game because Crew is 0-1. They haven't won a game yet.
Well, I guess if Damage beats Dynasty, then Damage will be 3-1, and they will be the 1 seed.
But then that would send Dynasty into not playing on Sunday at all.
Not playing on Sunday.
Wow. Ooh. So
let's check in with Lauren Kelly.
All right, I am standing here with Ryan Moorhead of Heat. Congratulations, you guys have gone 3-1 in the prelims, winning 3 games, losing 1. You just beat Dynasty 7-3. Did you think you guys were going to have that big of a lead to end it, or did you think it was going to be back and forth a little bit more?
I mean, paintball's such a momentum game. They're a great team, but so are we. So anytime you can snatch the momentum away from a team, start making them play on their heels, start making them get penalties for playing stupid, yeah, I think you can always go on runs like that. So we took advantage of our runs and did what we didn't do the whole rest of the tournament. I mean, against that 187 game, we were disappointed with ourselves. We eliminated the small mistakes, and we took care of business. So, yeah, I was happy with it.
Besides those penalties that they got, what stupid mistakes do you think they were making?
You know, I don't really think they made that many stupid mistakes. I just think we eliminated our stupid mistakes. So they're the kind of team that needs to capitalize off of your stupid mistakes by moving. They sit on their heels. So we just didn't let them get those kills, and we picked them off late. So.
What are those stupid mistakes that are really easy to make on this field layout?
Well, for us, I think the biggest ones was against 187s. We were just taking too big of bites. I don't think we underestimated them, but maybe in the back of your minds you do sometimes. You take too big of bites of what you shouldn't be taking. If we would have played smarter and took this smaller bites and went harder, I think we would have won that game more handily.
Winning those penalty points was really crucial for you guys to get this win. What's the best strategy on this layout with it being such a fast field to try to get those? Because you know they're going to try to run out the clock or defend against you.
Yeah, some teams will want to run up the middle and try to capitalize, loan off a lane. But for us, we feel that their middle guy can't be there anymore. So we feel like we have more room to run to the corners. And once we get out wide, we'll take our chances out wide any day.
All right, well, coming up, we have X Factor versus 187, so stay tuned.